Hello. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're staying safe and I hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. So in today's updates, we're going to talk about the stimulus update, the big stimulus update from no other person but President Joe Biden. So yes, President Joe Biden and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen did meet with top Democrats yesterday to discuss the way forward with the stimulus checks and the stimulus package. And in this video, we're going to talk about the details. We're going to unpack the exact thing that you need to know on the president's meeting with the Democrats and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. So be sure to watch till the very end to avoid missing out on any of these important information. Okay, before we dive in, if this is your first time stopping by this channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to join this amazing community to stay informed on the latest stimulus updates, economic updates, and financial tips for your financial wellness and success. And one more thing, if you need quick progress from Congress during this period on this stimulus package, give this video a thumbs up and share this video with other people to help them get this information quicker. People deserve to know what exactly is going on right now with the stimulus package and the economy. Thank you. So let's jump right into it. What exactly are we seeing? Here's a tweet from President Joe Biden yesterday before his meeting, after his meeting. So he did say, "This morning I met with House Democratic leaders to discuss the American Rescue Plan. As I said during the meeting, this isn't just about numbers. It is about people's lives. Folks are really hurting and we need to move quickly to deliver the relief they need." So again, moving quickly. This is something that we're hearing from the president himself. So there is a sense of urgency here from what we're seeing from the president. Before we jump into the full statement, this is a full letter that the full press release from his meeting with the top Democrats and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. They did talk about some key things on his plan and what exactly the money is going to do, and timelines and all that stuff that we'll likely see in the next updates. But let's quickly talk about this big announcement from the IRS. So the IRS just released a statement, and this was a mistake. If you received a letter from the IRS saying that you will not receive your stimulus check, chances are that this was sent in error. According to this report from Fox Business, the IRS mistakenly tells thousands of Americans that they will not receive a stimulus payment. So this is a big one. So if you got that letter from the IRS saying that you will not get a stimulus payment, according to this report from Fox Business, the letters were a glitch and should be disregarded by the recipient. So just wanted to quickly announce this and point this out for people who may have gotten this letter from the IRS in error. So just, if you know anyone out there who got the letter from the IRS, just let them know that this could be this was a glitch. So just wanted to point that out to you all. So what are we seeing here in the remarks by President Joe Biden after meeting with the Democrats? So here's a briefing room, the press release that details the remarks of the president on the state of the economy and the need for the American Rescue Plan. Remember, the American Rescue Plan is the plan that will be providing $1.9 trillion in stimulus to the American people and the American economy. So according to this letter, this happened yesterday afternoon. The timestamp here is 12:22 p.m. Eastern Time, and the president did meet with Vice President and the Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen. Did meet with the top Democrats to talk about the stimulus plan. And I'm just gonna go through these and we can unpack some of these details. So according to this press release, the January jobs numbers came out today, and that was yesterday. And while we're grateful for everyone who found work and is earning a paycheck, it is very clear our economy is still in trouble. So this is a statement from the president himself. So he does acknowledge that while the economy did pick up a bit, that this economy is still in trouble. People still need some help. So he goes on to say, we added just 6,000 private sector jobs in the country last month. Overall, we added 49,000 jobs in January, and this at a time when we have had more than 10 million people out of work. 4 million people have been out of work for 6 months or longer. 2.5 million women have been driven from the workforce. That's a lot of people. And that's a lot of women out of the workforce. I mean, this is a huge number. Then 15 million Americans are behind on their rental payments. 15 million Americans. This is coming from the president himself. This is from the White House. I'm not making this up. So this is crazy. 15 million people are behind on rent. If you know anyone who's behind on rent, or you are behind on rent, let us know in the comment section below. And then he goes on to say 24 million adults and 12 million children literally don't have enough food to eat. I mean, this right here is a big one too. 24 million adults and 12 million children. That's a total of 36 million people that do not have enough food to eat. I mean, this is a wild, this is a crazy number. If you think it's not, let us know why in the comment section below. But this is huge right now. Then he goes on to say, these aren't Democrats or Republicans. They are Americans, and they are suffering. And they are suffering not because of anything they did. Through no fault of their own, they are suffering. A once-in-a-century virus has decimated our economy, and it is still wreaking havoc on our economy today. And so much of it is still about the virus. We are still in the teeth of this pandemic. In fact, January was the single deadliest month of the whole pandemic. We lost 100,000 lives. Wow, this is really deep. I didn't really realize that the statistics was pointing to this. Or the reality, whatever you want to call that, was pointing towards this kind of figures. But this is really concerning and alarming at the same time. Let me know your thoughts about these statements from the president in the comment section below. So he goes on to say, I know some in Congress think we've already done enough to deal with this crisis in the country. Others think that things are getting better and we can afford to sit back and either do a little or do nothing at all. That's not what I see. I see enormous pain in this country. A lot of folks out of work. A lot of folks going hungry and staring at the ceiling at night, wondering, what am I going to do tomorrow? A lot of folks trying to figure out how to keep their jobs and take care of their children. A lot of folks reaching the breaking point. So, this is the reality. This is what people are facing right now. And he goes on to say suicides are up. Mental health needs are increasing. Violence against women and children is increasing. A lot of folks are losing hope, and I believe the American people are looking right now to their government for help to do our job, to not to let them down. So I'm going to act, and I'm going to act fast. So this is the big statement that he's making here. He said, I'm going to act, and I'm going to act fast. So quick action is what I'm seeing. Reading through this stuff, and I'm hoping that they move as quickly as he's actually stating right here. And he goes on to say, I'd like to be doing it with the support of Republicans. I've met with the Republicans. There's some really fine people who want to get something done, but they're just not willing to go as far as I think we have to go. And that's the thing. We saw the letter from 10 GOP lawmakers, and earlier this week on Monday, he did meet with 10 GOP lawmakers, talking about the reduction in stimulus package and the income limits and all the ideas and the framework that the 10 GOP members had. And it looks like President Biden did not budge. He still stuck to his plan of giving the American people $1,400 stimulus checks and the $1.9 trillion stimulus package that includes direct relief to working families and individuals. So he goes on to say, I've told both Republicans and Democrats that's my preference, to work together. But I have to choose between getting help right now to Americans who are hurting so badly and getting bogged down in a lengthy negotiation, or compromising on a bill that's up to the crisis. That's an easy choice. I'm going to help the American people who are hurting now. So again, he keeps repeating, and emphasizing on the need to help the American people who are hurting now, rather than going into a back and forth negotiation tactics. And just, we know how that went the second time. That took 8 months in order to even to get a stimulus payment to the people, and by the time the stimulus payments came in, they were slashed in half, from $1,200 to $600. So right now he said he's sticking to his guns. He is not about to negotiate with people back and forth for a really long time, and he feels like the people do need some help now. So again, these are just some of the opening statements that he made when he was meeting with them. Then he goes on to say, that's why I'm so grateful to the House and Senate for moving so fast on the American Rescue Plan. Here's what's in that plan. Again, he starts to detail out the things in his plan. So the first thing, as we all know here, is $160 billion, according to him, to our national COVID strategy, which includes money for manufacturing, distribution, and setting up of vaccine sites. Everything that's needed to get vaccines to the people. In basically, $160 billion for vaccine distribution and also for vaccine production. Then we do have the next one he mentions here is the stimulus payments, which is the big one, the stimulus check. So he did say the American Rescue Plan is going to keep the commitment of $2,000. $600 has already gone out. $1,400 checks to the people who need it. Now, this is the key statement: the people who need it. This money is directly in people's pockets. They need it. We need to target the money. So this is the big one: targeting the money. Who will be getting the payment? Did everyone who get the first and second? Well, everyone who got the first and second stimulus payment get this $1,400 this time around? That's the big question. Now he's saying here, so folks making $300,000 don't get any windfall. So if you're making $300,000, you won't be getting any windfall. But if you are two, a family, so again, this is a little confusing here. He says, but if you are a two family that's a two-wage earner, each of the parents, one making 30 grand and one making 40 or 50, maybe that's a little more than they need to, again. So basically he's saying people who are making $300,000 will not be getting these checks. And if you are a family of two and each earner is making 30k, $50,000 a year, you likely will be getting the payment. But again, this is not clear as far as the income eligibility goes. In my opinion, we do need some more clarification here as who's eligible for the stimulus payment, since he said it will be targeted. Now he goes on to say, and here's what I want to do: I'm not going to cut the size of the check. So he's not cutting the size of the checks like the GOP members want him to do, and they're going to be $1,400 period. So again, he's putting his foot down, he's standing his ground on the $1,400. That's what the American people were promised. So again, he does understand the promise that he made, and he's talking about it here. So I do want to get your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Now he talks about other things. We can skip some of these. He talks about other things, including help to small businesses, and thousands of whom had to go out of business. Then he talked about money to help folks pay their health insurance. So if you lost your health coverage, this package includes money to help you with your health insurance. And then the rental assistance to keep people in their homes rather than being thrown out in the street. So this is a big one. And then he also mentioned that he's got money in his package to help reopen schools safely, and also money for childcare, for paid leave. And then there's also needed resources for states and local governments to prevent layoffs of essential personnel, firefighters, nurses, folks that are school teachers, and sanitation workers. And then the much controversial one, which is the raising of the minimum wage. And then he did say here that it is big and it is bold, and it's a real answer to the crisis we are in right now. So he does have some more statements here that we can keep going on, but the key thing here is that the president is standing his ground. And in closing here, I do want to mention something that he did say. He did say, I can't in good conscience do that. And he's talking about going smaller, deviating from the plan that he has. That too many people in the nation have already suffered long enough, for too long, during this pandemic and the economic crisis. I want to get your thoughts on Joe Biden's stimulus package comments and this statement that he has on the economy and the need for the American Rescue Plan, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. I want to get your thoughts on that in the comment section below. But before you leave, if you were looking to make some extra money right now from the comfort of your home, be sure to check out the helpful and exclusive videos on the right. Stay safe and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.